Close your eyes and picture a place where nature rewrites the rules, where glaciers meet the jungle, and where the rhythm of life echoes through the mountains, cities, and wide-open plains. That place is Argentina. This is more than just a destination. It's a feeling, a place where the past dances with the present, where cultures intertwine in every melody. Here, life doesn't just move. It flows, it sways, it sings. In the cities, energy pulses through every street. Architecture whispers stories of centuries gone by, while modern life bursts forward with color, art, and soul. Step beyond the city limits, and the landscape transforms into something almost otherworldly, vast, wild, and breathtaking. From snow-capped peaks to endless plains, from still waters to fierce winds, this is nature in its most dramatic form. But Argentina's true magic isn't just in what you see, it's in what you feel. A sense of wonder, a deep connection to something greater, a feeling that stays with you long after you've gone. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through some of the most unforgettable places this country has to offer. Moments that will stir your spirit and capture your heart. Because this isn't just travel. This is Argentina. And this is discovery. Let's begin. Our first stop is Iguazu Falls, one of the most powerful and unforgettable natural wonders on Earth. Hidden deep in a tropical rainforest, Iguazu isn't just one waterfall. It's a mighty network of more than 250 individual cascades stretching across the border of Argentina and Brazil, creating a roaring spectacle of nature in motion. Walk along the elevated trails, and you'll feel the sound before you see it. A growing thunder that leads you to the Devil's Throat, the most iconic and dramatic drop of them all. Water plunges with incredible force into a misty abyss, sending up clouds that shimmer in the sunlight like something from another world. But the magic of Iguazu isn't just in the water, it's in the life all around it. In the trees above, toucans glide from branch to branch, their vivid beaks shining like stained glass. And if you're lucky, you might spot a pair of scarlet macaws, soaring overhead with flashes of red, blue, and gold, as if the jungle itself had taken flight. This place isn't just beautiful. It's alive. Whether you stand quietly at a lookout, drift close in a boat, or simply breathe it all in, Iguazu Falls isn't something you just visit. It's something you feel, with every sense and every part of you. Our next stop is the Quebrada de Humahuaca, a valley unlike any other, tucked into the rugged beauty of Argentina's northern province of Jujuy. Here, nature and culture exist in perfect harmony. This high desert gorge stretches like a painted ribbon through the mountains, its hills and cliffs streaked with vivid reds, purples, golds, and greens, layers of earth that tell a story millions of years in the making. One of its most iconic sights rises just beyond the village of Purmamarca, the Hill of Seven Colors. This natural wonder is more than just beautiful. It's geological poetry. Its bands of color were formed over 600 million years, each hue representing a different era, a different chapter in the Earth's deep history. And when the morning sun touches its surface, the hill seems to glow from within, like a dream made of stone. As you travel through the Quebrada, the scenery shifts with every curve. Dry riverbeds, towering rock formations, and ancient trade routes once walked by the Inca. Small adobe villages cling to the mountainsides, where time moves slowly and traditions are passed from one generation to the next. High on a nearby hill, overlooking the valley below, stand the stone ruins of the Pucará de Tilcara, an ancient fortress built by the Omaguaca people long before the Spanish arrived. Its reconstructed walls, temples, and watchtowers whisper of a time when this was a stronghold of culture, trade, and defense. As you walk through its paths, with the wind brushing over the cactus-covered hillside, you can almost hear the voices of those who once lived there. Whether you're standing before the Hill of Seven Colors, walking the ancient paths of the Pucará, or watching the sun dip below the mountains in silence, the Quebrada de Humahuaca isn't just a place to see. It's a place to feel, to remember, to connect. From the painted valleys of the north, we now head west, to where the Andes rise higher than anywhere else on the continent. Here stands Aconcagua, a towering giant that reigns over the Andes and holds the title of the highest peak in all of the Americas. Rising over 6,900 meters into the sky, Aconcagua is more than just a mountain. It's a monument to nature's scale and silence, carved by wind, ice, and time. Located in the heart of Mendoza province, it watches over the vast Andean wilderness like a sleeping titan, snow-covered and serene, yet brimming with quiet power. The journey to Aconcagua is a pilgrimage into the wild. The air grows thin, the landscape emptier, and every step feels more sacred. But Aconcagua is more than a destination for climbers or adventurers. It's a place of reflection. Here, far from the noise of cities, there's only the rhythm of the wind, the crunch of stone beneath your boots, and the overwhelming stillness of a mountain that has stood for millions of years. To the indigenous peoples of the region, Aconcagua was a sacred place, a protector, a spirit of the Andes. That spirit still lingers in the cold air and in the silence between the peaks. Whether you stand at its base and look up in wonder, or venture onto its trails and feel the vastness all around you, Aconcagua reminds you of your place in the world. Small, humbled, connected. From the towering heights of Aconcagua, we now journey far south, to the windswept wilderness of Patagonia, where silence, stone, and sky create one of the most unforgettable landscapes on Earth. Here rises Mount Fitzroy, a jagged granite giant that commands the horizon with quiet majesty. It stands watch over the small village of El Chalten, a place often called Argentina's trekking capital. Nestled in a valley at the edge of Los Glaciers National Park, El Chalten feels more like a base camp than a town, a gathering point for hikers, dreamers, and wanderers drawn by the mountain's magnetic pull. Here, the days start with mist curling through the peaks and end with golden light spilling over snow-capped ridges. The streets are few, the air crisp, and the backdrop utterly surreal. The crown jewel of this landscape is Mount Fitzroy itself. Sharp, defiant, and often shrouded in cloud, its imposing silhouette has inspired explorers and climbers for generations. But perhaps the most iconic view of all lies at the end of a long and winding trail, Laguna de los Tres. After hours of hiking through forest, valley, and steep rocky slopes, you reach a glacial lake of astonishing turquoise. And there, rising behind it, is Fitzroy in all its glory, raw, towering, and seemingly close enough to touch. Mount Fitzroy doesn't just give you a view, it gives you a journey. And El Chaltén is where that journey begins, and where a part of you always stays. But there is more to explore in Los Glaciares National Park than Mount Fitzroy. This vast expanse of protected wilderness, the largest national park in Argentina and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a realm of ice, rock, and silence that feels untouched by time. Spanning over 7,000 square kilometers, Los Glaciares is a land sculpted by glaciers, where jagged peaks rise from deep valleys and ancient ice groans beneath the surface of turquoise lakes. It's a place where every element feels alive, shifting, breathing, evolving. While the northern section is home to Fitzroy and El Chaltén, the southern region holds something just as extraordinary. A world of glaciers so vast, they seem to stretch into forever. Here, massive rivers of ice tumble from the Andes, carving their way into the land. Among them, one stands above the rest, a glacier so iconic, it has become a symbol of Patagonia itself. But Los Glaciares is just one part of something even greater, the vast, untamed wilderness of Patagonia. This southern frontier stretches across windswept plains, ancient forests, and jagged peaks, a land where nature still rules, and silence speaks louder than words. You might catch a glimpse of a guanaco, standing still against the sweeping backdrop, its slender frame silhouetted by sky and mountain, watching you with calm curiosity. Or deeper in the forest, you might hear the rhythmic drumming of the Magellanic woodpecker, its scarlet head flashing as it moves across tree trunks in search of hidden insects. In Patagonia, nothing is rushed. The beauty is quiet, but powerful. It asks you to slow down, to listen, not just to the wind or the water, but to something deeper within yourself. Still in the region of Patagonia, we now visit El Calafate, a quiet frontier town that opens the door to one of the most extraordinary landscapes on Earth. Set against the windswept plains and icy shores of Lago Argentino, El Calafate is more than a stop on the map. It's a threshold to the glacial heart of southern Argentina. Named after the small, deep blue calafate berry, local legend promises that anyone who tastes it is destined to return. And somehow, that always feels true. Because El Calafate isn't a place you forget. It's a place that lingers. The town itself is peaceful, welcoming, and filled with charm. Wooden lodges, quiet cafes, and craft shops line its streets, while the crisp air carries stories from travelers and locals alike. But it's what lies beyond El Calafate that draws people from every corner of the world. From here, roads lead directly into the southern reaches of Los Glaciers National Park. This is the starting point for those bound for the glaciers, and most famously, for one of nature's greatest wonders. If you walk near the lagoons at dawn, you might spot the flash of wings as flamingos lift into the pale sky. El Calafate is more than a base. It's part of the experience, a meeting place between comfort and wilderness. Still in the region of Patagonia, we now travel to the very edge of the world, to a land where mountains fall into the sea and where the road finally ends. This is Ushuaia, and beyond it, the wild reaches of Tierra del Fuego. Cradled between the jagged peaks of the Marshall Mountains and the icy waters of the Beagle Channel, Ushuaia is often called the southernmost city on Earth. It feels like the last outpost before the great unknown, a place where adventure begins at the end of the continent. The air here is crisp and clear, scented with sea spray and snow. The streets climb steeply, framed by colorful houses and wind-worn buildings, each one standing firm against the southern winds. This is a city shaped by explorers, fishermen, and dreamers, by those who chose to stay when the world seemed to run out. But Ushuaia is more than just a dot on the map. It's the gateway to Tierra del Fuego National Park, where trails lead through mossy forests, past mirror-like lakes, and along the southernmost stretches of the Andes. It's where the wilderness still feels untouched, and where silence is only broken by the call of a bird or the whisper of the wind. And just beyond the shore, another wonder awaits. Martillo Island, known lovingly as Penguin Island. Here, among the seaweed-covered rocks and windswept beaches, you'll find colonies of Magellanic and Gentoo penguins waddling through the surf, grooming on the sand, or staring back at you with quiet curiosity. It's one of the rare places in the world where you can walk among these incredible birds, sharing a moment of calm at the edge of the earth. Out on the Beagle Channel, life bursts into motion. Islands rise from the water like scattered jewels, home to colonies of sea lions basking on sunlit rocks and playful seals slipping in and out of the waves. Overhead, seabirds soar through the wind, riding the currents like they've done for centuries. Tierra del Fuego is more than a place. It's a feeling, a reminder of how small we are and how grand the earth can be. It's a land of fire and cold, of stories and silence, where nature is still the main character. From the windswept south, we now head north into the heart of Patagonia's Lake District, to a place where alpine charm meets natural wonder. This is Bariloche. With its wooden chalets, chocolate shops, and sloping streets framed by evergreens, Bariloche feels like something out of a European postcard, but its heart beats with a uniquely Patagonian rhythm. At the heart of the town rises one of its most iconic landmarks, the Cathedral of Our Lady of Nahuel Huapi. Built from local stone and standing tall with neo-Gothic grace, the cathedral is a symbol of Bariloche's cultural identity. Wander through Bariloche's streets and you'll feel it, that blend of nature and tradition, of mountain spirit and human warmth. And then, just beyond the rooftops, the landscape opens wide. There lies Lake Nahuel Huapi, a vast glacial lake with waters as deep and blue as the sky. Surrounded by snowy peaks and thick forests, it feels like a world apart. On calm days, the surface is like a mirror, reflecting mountains and clouds in perfect stillness. On windy afternoons, whitecaps dance across the waves as if the lake itself has come alive. The lake isn't just a view, it's a way of life. You can paddle its coves, hike its shores, or simply sit and listen as the wind carries stories across the water. Bariloche is more than a destination. It's a feeling. A place where warmth meets wilderness, where tradition stands proudly beside untamed beauty. Just a short journey from the heart of Bariloche, the landscape begins to rise, and with it, one of the most iconic peaks in all of Patagonia. This is Cerro Catedral. Its name means Cathedral Hill, and it's easy to see why. The jagged granite spires that crown its summit resemble the towers of a grand ancient cathedral, carved not by human hands, but by wind, ice, and time. But while its shape is dramatic, it's what happens on its slopes that has made Cerro Catedral famous throughout Argentina and far beyond. This is the country's most celebrated ski destination. Blanketed in white, the mountain becomes a playground for skiers and snowboarders of every kind. Trails wind through forests, glide across open bowls, and offer views that stretch across lakes and peaks like scenes from another world. Cerro Catedral is more than a mountain. It's a part of Bariloche's identity, a place where nature meets adventure, where adrenaline meets beauty, and where each season brings its own kind of magic. Whether you come for the snow or the sun, the thrill or the peace, this is a mountain that offers more than a view. It offers an experience you'll never forget. From the forests and lakes of Patagonia, we now travel north, to a landscape so surreal, It feels like stepping onto another planet. This is Salinas Grandes. Stretching across the high plains of northern Argentina, at over 3,000 meters above sea level, Salinas Grandes is one of the largest salt flats in South America, a dazzling white expanse that seems to go on forever. Here, the ground beneath your feet isn't earth or stone. It's salt, cracked and patterned by the sun, like an endless mosaic carved by time. When the skies are clear, the surface glows a brilliant white. When there's water, it becomes a giant mirror, reflecting clouds, mountains, and even you, standing in the middle of nothing and everything. There is no horizon here, only sky and salt, meeting in a seamless blur of light and silence. It's a place that humbles you with its scale and serenity, a place where time feels slower and the world somehow feels bigger. The contrast is stunning. Blue sky above, white ground below, and mountains rising in the distance like painted backdrops. There's a purity to it all, simple, silent, and endlessly vast. Salinas Grandes isn't just a sight to behold, it's a space to breathe, to reflect, to feel what it's like when the world opens up before you. From the salt flats of the north, we now ascend into the Andes, to one of South America's most dramatic mountain crossings. Welcome to Paso Los Libertadores. Straddling the border between Argentina and Chile, this high-altitude pass winds through some of the most breathtaking scenery in South America. From the Argentine side, the road climbs steadily through rocky valleys and snow-capped peaks. On the Chilean side, it descends dramatically through Los Caracoles, a dizzying series of switchbacks carved into the mountainside. There you can also find the Monumento al Soldado, honoring the soldiers who once guarded these remote heights, a quiet tribute to endurance, duty, and unity. Paso Los Libertadores is more than a border. It's a place where nature, history, and human spirit converge, a passage not just between countries, but between worlds. Jutting out into the Atlantic along the windswept coast of Patagonia, Peninsula Valdez is one of the most important marine sanctuaries in the world, a place where the rhythm of the sea shapes every moment, and where wildlife roams free under open skies. This remote peninsula, declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a haven for species found almost nowhere else. Here, southern right whales come each year to breed and give birth in the calm bays. Along the rocky shores, elephant seals and sea lions bask in the sun, while penguins waddle along the beaches, calling out across the wind. The beauty of Peninsula Valdez isn't loud or polished. It's raw, vast, and humbling. Whether you're watching a whale breach at sunset, paddling quietly in a kayak along the shoreline, or standing still as penguins shuffle past your feet, the connection you feel here is unforgettable. Peninsula Valdez is not just a destination. It's a reminder of how wild and how wondrous the world still is. The last stop on our journey is the vibrant capital of Argentina, Buenos Aires. A city where tradition and modernity dance together in perfect rhythm. Buenos Aires is not just Argentina's capital, it's the beating heart of the nation, alive with music, art, and passion at every turn. At the center of the city lies Avenida 9th of July, officially the widest avenue in the world. Spanning an astonishing 110 meters across, with 16 lanes of traffic and landscaped medians, it stretches the length of an entire city block. Construction began in 1935 and continued through the 1960s, transforming the cityscape into a symbol of modern Argentina. Today, it pulses with light, energy, and the movement of millions, a glowing river of life that never stands still. Towering at its heart is the obelisk, the city's most iconic monument, a meeting point, a rallying cry, and a silent witness to history. Nearby, the Gran Teatro Colón continues to enchant with its world-class performances and timeless elegance. Not far away, the magnificent palace of the Argentine National Congress stands with its green dome and grand neoclassical columns, a symbol of the country's democracy, power, and turbulent political history. And just a short distance away, facing Plaza de Mayo, you'll find the Casa Rosada, the striking pink presidential palace. It's more than just a seat of government. It's a symbol of Argentine history, where voices have risen from balconies and where the nation's story continues to unfold. In Puerto Madero, sleek skyscrapers rise beside calm waters, and the sculptural Puente de la Mujer bridges the gap between past and future with striking grace. Walk through Recoleta, and you'll find more than just refined streets and quiet plazas. Hidden behind tall stone walls lies the Recoleta Cemetery, one of the most beautiful cemeteries in the world. It's a labyrinth of marble mausoleums, statues, and history. Here rest presidents, writers, generals, and icons, including Eva Perón, whose story still echoes through the soul of the nation. In Palermo, creativity blooms. From street murals and leafy parks to bookstores and botanical gardens, the city's youthful spirit comes alive. But beyond the landmarks, the true spirit of Buenos Aires lives in the details. In the late-night conversations, the sound of a bandoneon, the aroma of asado, and the embrace of its people. Buenos Aires isn't just the end of a journey, it's the beginning of something unforgettable. A city that shines, not only with lights, but with life. And that brings our journey through Argentina to a close. From the glaciers and mountains of the south to the salt flats and colorful valleys of the north, we've explored a country full of natural beauty, rich history, and vibrant culture. We've walked through cities, stood at the edge of the world, and discovered places that stay with you long after you leave. Argentina is a land of contrasts, powerful landscapes, welcoming people, and unforgettable experiences. Thanks for coming along for the journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time for more adventures around the world.